Welcome back to my channel, Anis Sir's Technology. So, Anis along with you all. So, we all are learning all the technologies under a single channel, like ASP.NET, C#, Python, and Boolean algebra, and Java also. So, in the last lecture, what we have seen, actually, this is the continuation series of database connectivity, ASP.NET. So, let's get started. Just a moment. Okay. So just take a very short revision of 1 minute what we have seen in the last class. So in the last class, we have seen how to create the form in the ASP.NET. Okay, hope you understand and hope you know the previous lecture. So it's my personal suggestion or request you just watch database connectivity with the SQL Server, my first lecture. Then you will be better understand what I'm going to explain in this lecture. Okay, the second point we have seen how to create the database SQL Server. Basically, we are using the SQL Server for database connectivity, and we have seen how to create the database and how to create the table inside the database. And after that, we have seen how to establish the connection between the ASP.NET Forms and the SQL Server with the ADO.NET technology. Okay. And after that, we have seen how to send the data from ASP.NET to the SQL Server. So in the today's lecture, what we are going to see, basically in the today's lecture, we are going to see how to fetch the data from the database and display on the screen. Okay, database we have already stored in the database. Data we have already stored in the database. And now today we will see how to fetch the data from the database and display on a screen. So for that purpose, we need a ASP.NET control data grid view. So today we are going to study about the grid view. It's a very, very important ASP.NET control to display the data on a screen in the tabular form. So what is the grid view? We have to just spend some time in the theoretical, then we'll immediately move from the theory to practical. Okay, so you can start the practical along with me, then it will be better. Okay, so number one, it is a ASP.NET control. How many ASP.NET control we have seen? We have seen a lot of ASP.NET control like ASP:: text box, ASP:: checkboxes, ASP:: radio button, and ASP:: button, ASP:: label. So it is one of them. Okay. So now what exactly it is? It is used to display the data in tabular form. Okay. टेबल के फॉर्म में डेटा को डिस्प्ले करता है and it contain the rows and columns. Okay, fine. One more important point is that when we take the grid view, it's totally blank. So we have to bind the data in the grid view, then only we can display the data on screen. We will see how the data will be bind. That is only the most important part in this lecture. Okay, we'll see the binding. And after that, one more thing is that when we do some changes in the grid view, automatically these changes reflect the database. Means what I'm trying to say, suppose the grid view is appearing on the screen, and suppose I'm doing some changes, I'm just changing some fields of the data, then immediately these changes will be reflect back to the database original table. That's an important feature in the grid view, but accordingly we have to configure the grid view. Understand? Now, how to create the grid view? Okay, so I have already told you it's just simply a ASP control, and you know the procedure and protocol to create the ASP control. So ASP:: grid view. Okay, And of course, we have to give the ID because it will be participate in the coding. So I'm just taking a normal ID GV. And the one most important attribute or the property of all the ASP.NET controls, you all are aware that runet is equal to server. Why? Because all the controls which is provided by the ASP.NET all are the server side controls. So we have to mention these things. And this is the closing tag ASP colon grid. Understand? This is a basically procedure or syntax to create the grid. Okay, so immediately I'm just opening the last project. We cannot take a fresh project because it is a continuation lecture. So I'm just minimizing it. Okay, please stay connected with me. It's a very important and crucial lecture for project. So just a moment, I'm just opening the Visual Studio. Fine. So hope you all are remember my last website name is my website. So just I'm clicking the same website. Just click on OK. Fine. It's not a very tough lecture. You will be understand in the few minutes, and it's a very important. So this is our basically the last year project, last lecture project. Okay, fine. So just a moment, I'm just running it. Then you will be better understand after seeing. See. What basically this project is doing, it is accepting some data and storing into the database. So just a moment, we just have a look of SSMS. It is used to open the database. Which database we are using? SQL Server. Just simply click on OK. The database SQL Server will be open. Okay, fine. So I'm just expanding the database. Just a moment. I'm just showing you by the magnifier. Okay, see, this is all the database already we have created, but presently we are working in the testing database. Okay, in the testing database, when we will expand this database, okay, so we will see some table section. In the table section, we will get our table, TBL underscore EMP. I'm just right clicking and select top 1000 rows. Then all the data will be appear on the screen. Okay. After that, we have added some more data. So it is displaying the 5 records at this moment of time. We can add some more data into this. So how to add? So just a moment. I will show you practically how to add the data. Just closing this. The data will be added by the form. And form we have already opened in the browser. Okay. So I'm taking one more name. Okay, 1 second, Jack. And the city is taken Mumbai. And the salary is 40,000. And I'm just clicking the save record. Now the confirmation message is appearing on the screen, means the data is stored. So simply we have to just click on the right click on this portion, right click and execute. This Jack is coming in the last, means our data is successfully storing in the database. Just a moment. Each and every clarification is very important to all of you. So this is the last record we just added. Okay, fine. This is the data which we have added. Okay, fine. Now, these all the things we have already done. So just a moment. Okay. Now I'm just continuing. Just a moment. 1 second only. So we have seen the data is storing in the database. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to display this data. So for that, what are the required steps? Just I'm stopping debugging. Okay. Now here, your website is, my website name is appearing. Just right click on this. We have to add a page. In the website, there are several pages. So I'm just taking and I'm just creating the new page. So just click on add new item. Okay. Add new item. Again, in the magnify positions, I'm showing you how to add because it is a very important step. So I'm just right clicking, add new item. Fine. So in the new item, web page. And what is the name of the web page? We can take any meaningful name of the web page. So I'm just taking display, D-I-S, display. Okay, fine. Display.aspx, it is the extension, okay, of the all ASP.NET files. Just I'm clicking on the add, so this page will be added. Okay, so just closing this. Okay, now we can see that this page is added. I'm just, oh, it's already open. So I'm just setting the zoom size is 200. Okay, fine. So in this page, I will do some coding related to display the records. So I'm just heading to display records, okay, and HR. Now we have to take the grid view. Either we can take the grid view by coding or we can drag and drop. Both the facilities are available. Both the facilities are available. So how to do the drag and drop? So by the drag and drop, we have to go to the design. In the bottom, you can see the design options there, and just clicking 2 or 3 times enter. And here in the toolbox, okay, in the toolbox, now you have to type just grid grid, and the grid view is there. Just double click on this grid view, okay, and close all the things. It's all automatically closed. Okay, now see, this is a grid view. The grid view is created. Okay, now what we can do? We can do some formatting. We can do some formatting. So formatting options are there. It is auto format option is there. Just I'm clicking. There are so many formats according to the theme of project. You can choose any one of them. Okay, so I'm just taking Ottoman. Okay, and colorful is there. Classic is there. Simple is there. And Apple Orchid is there. Okay, Snow Pine, whatever you can choose according to you. So I'm taking this, okay, Atman, and I'm just applying it. And okay, the first important property is that auto format. After that, I'm just going right click and the property, we have to increase the width. So with the, you can see in the right hand side, the property of the grid view is open. So just go down with. There are so many properties, but only we are doing the required and essential properties with. So I'm just setting the width is 90%. So it will cover the entire, almost entire width of browser. Okay, fine. So just click on another option. Okay, now see the width of the, just a moment. I'm just closing it. And you can see the width is increasing of the grid view. 1 second. See, all right. This is totally a blank grid view that we have already discussed in the theoretical region. So we have to bind the data. How the data will be bind, it's very important. So just you just seeing this arrow is there. Just a moment. Each and everything is very important here. Now see this arrow. Okay, I'm highlighting this arrow. Just click on this arrow. It's a very important arrow actually. And choose data source. It is showing the none. Just drag it. Just click on it. And new data source. Okay, fine. If you know the previous lecture, then you will be easily captured this step, because these steps already we have done in the last class. So in the first SQL database we have to choose, or we have to click. I'm just clicking and click on OK. Now see, it is basically telling to create a new connection. I have already the connections, but maybe some viewers are watching first time this video. So I'm creating the new connection once again. So for creating the or establishing the connection, we required the SQL server name. Okay. I will tell you the stage. Just a moment, I'm clearing all the drawing. New connection. So here you have to type the server name. So where we can get the server name? Okay, the server name is there. Just opening, and here you can see the blue icon, Connect to Object Explorer. Just click on it. Just click on it. Should I show you the magnify? Okay, just click on it. And here you can see the server name. Just copying it, Control C. Okay, just click on Connect. Okay, fine. So where we have to paste this, just a moment, we have to paste over here. Closing unnecessary. Okay, so this is the server name. We have to paste over here. Okay, one thing very important we have to discuss, this server name will be varying according to the system. Suppose in my system, this is the server name. In your system, there might be a different server name. So you don't worry about that. We are on the right track. So after that, just to leave it, because in the last lecture, we have already discussed use Windows authentication. Okay. Now coming down slowly, we have to select the appropriate or the correct database name. Okay. It is already in the list. So testing database, we are basically working on testing database. Just click on it and test connection. Okay. The test connection is succeeded. Click on OK. And again, the click on OK. Now we can proceed. Okay. So this is the basically connection string is generated. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to just click on next. I'm closing this magnification. Click on next. Okay. Now click on next. Yes, I want to save for the future use. So just click on it. Next. Now this is a very important decision making screen. Okay. In the database, there might be multiple tables. So you can choose the table for which data you want to display or bind in the grid view. So presently in my database, there is a single table tbl_emp. So I have just selected. Now in the table, there are several fields. You know that there are several fields. So these are all the fields of the database. Sometimes we don't want to display all the fields in the grid view, and we can display all the fields on the grid view. It's our option. It's our decision. So suppose we want to display only employee ID and employee name. We don't want to display the city and salary. So accordingly, we have to select. So if I am selecting the asterisk checkbox, then all the fields will be displayed. So it is my first example. So I am just displaying all. Okay, but you can cut down according to you. Hope you all are understanding and with me. So, okay, one more things, advanced option is here. See, advanced option is here. Just see this advanced option. It is also a very important button. I'm just clicking the advanced option. Two options are there. Okay, first option is there. Suppose we want to perform some CRUD. CRUD means insertion, updation, insertion, updation, deletion operations on the grid view. So we have to tick this. Okay, when the user will change some data, I'm allowing the user to change the data at the running time. When the user will change the data, that should be reflected to the database. So the second option, use optimistic concurrency. Optimistic concurrency should be selected. So the grid view will be properly connected to the database. Whenever we will do some changes in the grid view, that will be reflect to the database. So these two options must be selected and click on OK. After that, we have to click on next. Test query. When I will do the test query, all the records will be appear in this portion, in this gray portion. So that means it is a confirmation that everything is correct. Now I'm just clicking the finish option and see here, these are some checkboxes. What you want to do, I'm just enable the paging. Suppose sometime what happens, there are the multiple records, so it cannot be fit in a single page. So the multiple pages should be appear. So the user can change the pages by clicking on the paging options. Here we can see the 1, 2. Okay. Now I am providing the facility to edit the records. These two options we have selected. Okay. Other option we can also select it, but according to the need and requirement. So two options we have selected and our grid view is completed, but we have to do something. Okay, just a moment. So now we can test by executing this page. I think all the important things have been done. So I'm just running this page. So just click on Google Chrome. So I'm expecting all the data which is stored in the database table should be appear in the grid view. Absolutely fine. All the data is appearing on the screen. Okay, I'm just doing little formatting by the CSS, but it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. Okay, just a moment. I'm just closing this and go to the source. Now you will see the huge auto-generated codes are there. See, this is the smartness and the power of ASP.NET. It will automatically generate all the codes. You are not supposed to write, you are not supposed to do this huge coding. Okay, automatically these codes are generated in a very short span of time. Now, just I'm doing some small CSS work. Style. Okay, I will upload some HTML and CSS videos in very soon. So body, I am doing some centralization. So text align. 1 second. Okay, no, just a moment. Why I'm doing these things? Just a moment. I'm just stopping and running again. See, the data is appearing on the screen. So I'm doing some presentation. I want to display some data in a very present manner. You can see all the text is aligned from left hand side. I want to centralize align these text and display record should become in the center. Okay, fine. And I also want to set this grid view centralize. Okay, so these things. So first of all, text align colon center. Okay, fine. And I'm just saving it and refreshing this. Refreshing, or you just click on the cursor after the URL and click enter. Now, little center. All the text is aligned centrally, you can see, and display records is also coming in the center position. But this grid view is not coming in the center. For that, we have to do some more. I am just creating a class. Format is a class, and margin colon 0 pixel auto. It is used to centralize anything. So the class is created. We have to use this class in the grid view. So how to use this class in the grid view? Just after the width is equal to 90%, CSS class is equal to format. Suppose we want to apply any CSS class. So there is a property CSS class is equal to, just call that class name. Saving, and I am just refreshing. So our grid view is shifted towards the center. Okay. Now one thing more, we can do a slide border. So box shadow colon 5 pixel black. It is basically for allowing the border. It's all about the presentation. Okay, fine. Now it is looking better. Okay, now the serious work we have to do, it was also very serious. Okay, now what we have to do, I want to change some record, means I want to change the name of CMAP. Okay, and the city is okay, the salary. Two things I want to change: the name, just a moment. Okay, so I want to change the name and the salary of the CMAB. Okay, one thing, just I want to show you the same data. The same data is storing in the database also. Just a moment. CMAB, the city is Lucknow, and the salary is 67,000. Okay, then you will better understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, see, this is, just a moment, I'm just magnifying. My intention is to explain you in a proper way. See the CMAB record. The same record is here and the same record is displaying on a screen. CMAB, and the employee salary is 67,000. Now I want to change this record from GridView. Okay, just a moment. I'm clearing all the drawing, closing this screen. Okay, fine. So see, this is basically the grid view. Okay, so how to change? You can see in every record there is an edit hyperlink. So just click on this edit button. Now it will allow to change. So CMAB, instead of CMAB, I just want to put CMAB Alam. And the salary I want to increase 80,000. Okay, fine. So two changes I have done. After that, it's very mandatory. After that, you have to click on update. Fine. Now you can see the record is updated here only. Now we have to check this changes is reflecting in the database or not. So just going on the database and just right clicking here and execute. Now you can see the CMAB is changed with the CMAB Alam and the salary is changing 80,000. Just I'm showing you the magnifier. See, the record has been changed. The record has been changed. Absolutely fine. This much work we have done. Now what next? What next? Basically, what next? So I'm just closing this. I want to redirect this page from my first page. So how to redirect? We have to do some coding. So the complete project will display in a one view. So just a moment. Okay, I'm just running my first. Okay, I want to create one button here, display. When the user will click on the button, so immediately the user can see the stored record on the next page. Okay, that I want to do. So for that purpose, what we have to do, I am just increasing the size. Okay, very important task I'm going to do. Just a moment. Okay, see. What we have to do, I just want to create one button beside the save record button. TD. 1 minute. Maybe I've taken this step very fast. So first of all, I have to open the employee.aspx. In the employee.aspx, this was the page we have created in the last class, employee name, city, salary, and in the bottom side, save record button is already there. In the TD, in the TR means the row and TD is the column. So in the first column, save record button is appearing, save record button is appearing, and one more button I want to create. So TD ASP colon button, okay, and ID is equal to display BTN, any name we can take, and text is equal to display records, and run at is equal to server. Fine. Okay, fine. So I have created one button. I'm just running. See, the two buttons are coming, but it will not do anything because I have not done any kind of coding on this. So I'm going to do some coding. So how to connect? So how to redirect? How we redirect the control from one page to another page? Okay, so first of all, we have to understand this redirection procedure. So redirection procedure is not a tough in the ASP.NET. 1 second, redirection procedure. Okay. For redirection, there is a class response. In the response one, a function is there, response dot redirect. And after that, we have to pass the link on which page you want to visit. जिस पेज पर हम विजिट करना चाहते हैं उसका कंप्लीट पाथ, उसका complete address we have to pass over here. So response.redirect is a method used to transfer from one page to another page control. So how to write? I'm just using the tilde sign because tilde sign is basically used when we redirect any page which is stored on the server, and all the pages are stored on the server. Slash. You know, my display page name is display, and ASPX is the extension. Just we have to simply write this and our control will be redirected. So just a moment, I'm just telling you how to do that. So opening, here is the design option is there in the bottom, just clicking on the design. So we have to click on display record button, double click. By stopping the debugging, just double click on the display record. Now see this option. This is basically an event. So this function is opening. Okay, now we have to write response dot redirect and tilde sign slash. What is my page? My page is, you can see the display.aspx. Here you can see display.aspx. 1 second, I'm showing you. See display.aspx. Understand? So simply we have to write display.aspx. Understand? This is absolutely done and it should work. Just a moment. I want to run this code so you will better understand. Okay, fine. Okay, so I want to take some data. So I'm just taking some data. Okay. Rizwan. And the city is Lucknow. And the salary is 90,000. Okay. I'm just doing the save record. The record is saved. Now I want to see the same record is displaying or not. Just click on the display records button. Now see, in the last section, this Rizwan, Lucknow and 90,000 record is displaying. 90,000 salary record is displaying on a screen. Understand? Now, how to move to the previous page? We can use this redirection arrow in the browser. We can move that page. Okay, just I am refreshing this screen and I want to add one more record. One more record. Cyber. And the city is Bangalore. And the salary is 54. Okay, 54,000. Okay, I'm just clicking on the save record. The record is saved and displaying on the screen. Okay, now I want to create one button over here, home button. So when the user will click on the home button, so the user will redirect from the display record section to the form section. How? So we have to go to the employee and go to the source code. And in the source code, just I want to create, no, in the display screen, we have to, in the display page, we have to go and just I am going to down statements. Just a moment here. After this ASP SQL data source, this is a section basically of the GridView. So I'm just clicking the to BR. Okay, and after that, I'm taking one button. ID is equal to BTN home and text is equal to home. Okay, and run is equal to server. The button is created, but we have to do some coding. So when the user will click on this button, so the control will be directed to the home page. So we have to go to the design. In the bottom side, the design is here, and double click on this home button. After stop debugging, then we can do some changes. Okay, now I'm just increasing the size. Okay, so in this section, what we have to write? So again, we have to write the same thing, but with a different URL. Response dot redirect tilde and slash on which page we want to move employee.aspx. Now see, just a moment. Our home page is presently our home page is here we can see employee.aspx. So what we have to do, we have to just write down imploye.aspx. Very careful about spelling. Otherwise, your control will not redirect. Now, I think that we have done all the essential things. I'm saving all. Okay, saving all. And I'm just running. Fine. Which page is running? Display page is running. But I don't want to run this page. So I'm just closing all these things. Just a moment. I'm just closing each and every page. Closing. Okay, fine. I want to start the execution from the employee page. I'm just clearing all the drawing. Okay, 1 second. See. Run. A small project is prepared. Sakshi Kapoor. Okay, any name. City, Mumbai. Employee salary. So employee salary, 45,000. Okay, I'm just clicking the save record. The record is saved, perfectly saved. I'm just clicking on the display record. This record should be the part of the grid view. Of course, this is coming in the last. Okay. The proper flow is maintained. I'm clicking on the home page, home button. So the home page will be up here. Absolutely fine. Understand? So redirection is properly perfect. No problem is there. If any smart student know these things, this is a redirection database connectivity. If any smart student know these things, so he or she can develop the project, or at least he or she can start developing the project. So I think it is sufficient for this lecture. My request to all of you, please do the practice and make some forms according to your creativity. Just create some forms and do the redirection process by yourself. And you just stay connected with me. So please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. At the end of this video, I am just creating the link of the previous sessions. So if you don't know the previous session, or you are the first person who is viewing this, so you will be able to get that coding also. Thank you so much for listening me. Okay. So I'm just closing each and everything. This is a very important lectures. You just go through.